At 11:47 p.m., she's posting on TikTok, smiling at the camera, caption reading, "I'm the one you die for." At 5:30 a.m. the next morning, 2 young men are dead. Crushed inside a Toyota Camry, she turned into a 3,500-pound missile. This is 17-year-old Mackenzie Sharilla, a teenager who convinced herself she could beat the system with a simple lie. I don't remember. But what investigators discovered in her phone, in hospital records and on surveillance cameras, would prove that technology doesn't forget. And neither does the evidence. Every single detail you're about to hear has been verified through court records, police reports, and trial testimony. Because what happened on a quiet street in Ohio on July 31, 2022 will challenge everything you think you know about teenage relationships, premeditated murder, and how one girl's own words became the evidence that destroyed her. Mackenzie walked into that courtroom confident, almost smiling, like she was about to walk out and grab dinner with friends. Her lawyers had painted her as a heartbroken teenager who made a tragic mistake. Memory loss from brain trauma, they claimed. She couldn't remember anything from that night. The defense was working. The courtroom was listening. But then the prosecutor pressed play, and everything changed. What you're about to see is the moment Mackenzie Sharilla realized her lies couldn't compete with cold, hard evidence. The moment she understood she wasn't going home. Not tonight. Not for the next 15 years. 2 young men were dead. And the proof was all right there. But here's what makes this case even more disturbing. There was something else investigators discovered that would prove crucial to understanding Mackenzie's state of mind immediately after the crash. Something she said when she thought no one was paying attention to her exact words. According to medical records that were read aloud during the trial, while Mackenzie was being treated at the hospital, she made statements to medical staff that directly contradicted her later claims of innocence. Dr. Esther Singh, a Metro Health trauma surgeon who worked on Mackenzie's medical care, was called to testify about what Mackenzie told hospital staff in those crucial hours after the crash. When the prosecution asked Dr. Singh to read from the medical report, the courtroom heard Mackenzie's own words from just hours after the crash.
Patient stated she, open quote, wanted to die, close quote, and that it was her fault for killing her boyfriend.
Patient stated she wanted to die and that it was her fault for killing her boyfriend. Patient then became tearful, processing heavy loss and depression since her accident. Patient shared feelings of grief, guilt, and shame. Patient stated she wanted to die and that it was her fault for killing her boyfriend. Let that sink in for a moment. This wasn't something said weeks or months later when she had time to think about legal strategy. This was Mackenzie hours after the crash, admitting to hospital staff that it was her fault for killing her boyfriend. When the defense attorney tried to downplay this statement during cross-examination, asking for clarification,
"You just said and read that Mackenzie said it was her fault, correct?"
I did read those words.
That's what it says. It didn't say that she purposely killed someone. Just did it.
Those words do not appear in that note.
And whatever those words were, you weren't there to hear them.
That is correct.
Dr. Singh confirmed what she had read. You just said and read that Mackenzie said it was her fault. Correct. I did read those words. That's what it says. The defense pushed back. It didn't say that she purposely killed someone, just did it. Those words do not appear in that note. Dr. Singh remained professional. That is correct. The defense continued. And whatever those words were, you weren't there to hear them. Dr. Singh agreed. That is correct. But the damage was done. This hospital statement would become one of the most damaging pieces of evidence against Mackenzie's later claims that she couldn't remember what happened and that it was all an accident. However, the prosecutors didn't just rely on technical evidence and witness testimony. They also presented a different side of Mackenzie that most people had never seen. Her own words from social media that painted a disturbing picture of her mindset.
Shortly after the crash, Strongsville police were notified that they had received concerning emails from the community that the defendant and her mother were seeking employment with the Los Angeles modeling agency. Mackenzie Shirilla said to Vitali, "Thank you for the comment. I would love to work with you guys. I've been emailing you guys a lot. Such a great opportunity. Thank you."
Shortly after the crash, Strongsville police were notified that they had received concerning emails from the community. The defendant and her mother were seeking employment with a Los Angeles modeling agency. Mackenzie Shirilla had reached out saying, "Thank you for the comment. I would love to work with you guys. I've been emailing you guys a lot. Such a great opportunity." Think about that for a second. While the families of two young men were planning funerals, Mackenzie was reaching out to modeling agencies. But it gets worse. During the trial, prosecutors played TikTok videos that Mackenzie had posted, showing content that was far from the innocent teenage posts her family wanted the court to see. In one TikTok video played for the court, Mackenzie had posted content with the caption, "I'm the one you die for." In another disturbing post that prosecutors presented as evidence, she had written, "I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls who can do a lot of drugs and not die." These weren't posts from years earlier when she was a different person. According to court records, these TikTok posts were from around the time period when her relationship with Dominic was deteriorating and the threats were escalating. And those threats? They were caught on recording. In voice messages played for the court, you can hear Mackenzie's voice.
If you do not open, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. I'm dead ass.
What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
Dom, if you do not open, like you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. You think I'm joking, like I'm dead serious. What do you mean? You know that's exactly what I mean. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're going to come open this door right now, or there's going to be a serious problem. The prosecution argued that these posts showed Mackenzie's true personality, someone who was comfortable with themes of death, violence, and control over other people's lives. The prosecutor addressed the judge directly.
We think the defendant has shown a shocking lack of remorse, Your Honor. We think that she has continually put forward that this was an accident in spite of the fact that the evidence is in direct contradiction. Your Honor, you were on Progress Drive. You saw the evidence that was displayed in court.
We think the defendant has shown a shocking lack of remorse or honor. We think that she has continually put forward that this was an accident in spite of the fact that the evidence is in direct contradiction. Your Honor, you were on Progress Drive. You saw the evidence that was displayed in court. For the families watching in the courtroom, seeing these posts played on the big screen was devastating. This was the girl they had welcomed into their home, the girl they thought cared about Dominic. Posting content about being the one you die for.
Gotta figure like a pin, gotta figure like a doll. Don't care if you think I'm dumb, I don't care at all. Can't best sweetie if I wanna be adored. I'm the girl you die for.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of and not die.
The TikTok evidence helped prosecutors argue that Mackenzie's innocent teenage facade was carefully constructed and that her real thoughts about death and control had been documented in her own words long before the crash. But to understand the full horror of what happened that night, we need to go back to the moment first responders arrived at the scene.
get you see any weapons or anything there? What kind of car is this? Holy smokes.
So, unfortunately, there was an accident, okay, involving Mackenzie, Davion, and who we believe is Dominic, is the third person.
An accident?
A car accident. Okay.
Where?
Last night.
Wait.
Just relax. Just hold on. Just stay seated. Just stay seated. Just hold on. Just listen.
Yes.
Listen.
Take a deep breath.
Christine, look at me. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, just take a deep breath.
Okay. Right now, all we know is that the driver.
Thank you.
You got it. Okay, just keep your hands right here. I'm not gonna tighten these, okay? I don't want to hurt you. You good? Are they good? We're gonna watch your head going in.
Make sure that the juvenile fact sheet that gets filled out in the jail is the county one, not the SPD one. Go ahead.
It's just like.
Try that black mat. Straightforward. Yep. Until that door. Step on that yellow line and just face the wall.
Okay, Mackenzie, I'm gonna take your handcuffs off. I need like all the jewelry and everything to come off, okay?
I can't wear any of it.
No, I need you to take it off while you're in jail right now.
I can't wear these.
Now, unfortunately, everything's gonna have to come off for right now once we know when the detective comes back and we know for sure what's going on. Everything's gonna be bagged up here. It's not going anywhere.
Sorry, this is just like one of those which is really hard to get off.
That's fine. Take your time.
They're like in my, like, they're like in.
Okay.
So if you have fires, we can get them out. Just a little bit of whatever.
Necklace, yeah.
What about that tie?
I'm gonna hold off and see what ends up. But it's kind of weird. I don't know. Corvallis is back there talking. Alright, Mackenzie, just hang out up against that wall to your right.
The 911 calls. The body cam footage. The moment everyone realized this wasn't just an accident. No one's breathing. Bust that window out. The voice on the radio is urgent, panicked. First responders arrive to find a scene of total destruction. You got to see. You didn't see any weapons or anything in the car? Someone asks. No, comes the response. What kind of car is this? Holy smokes! There were no weapons, just a Toyota Camry. And 3 young people inside, but only one would survive. The hardest part of any investigation is notifying the families. And in this case, officers had to tell parents that their children were gone. The body cam footage shows an officer approaching Dominic's mother. So unfortunately, there was an accident, okay, involving Mackenzie, Davin, and who we believe is Dominic is the third person. An accident? A car accident? She asks, her voice already breaking. Last night! She starts to panic. Wait, just relax. Just hold on, just listen. Take a deep breath. Christine, look at me. Take a deep breath. But there's no preparing a parent for news like this. Right now, all we know is that the driver, who is Mackenzie, is at Metro. The implication hangs in the air. The driver survived, but her son might not have. The officers try to keep her calm, but the reality is setting in. 2 young men, Dominic Russo and Davin Flanagan, were dead, and Mackenzie Sharilla was the only survivor. When Mackenzie was finally released from the hospital, Detective Who was waiting. The body cam footage shows the moment of her arrest. Mackenzie, step out for me. I'm Detective Who. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2. Okay, Mackenzie responds. Her voice is calm, almost too calm. Nobody's going to ask you any questions. Nobody's going to bother you. Can I have your key, please? What happens next is chilling in its ordinariness. Mackenzie is more concerned about her jewelry than the charges she's facing. Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please? The officer reassures her. You got it. You got it. She's being arrested for double murder, and she's worried about a bracelet. I'm not going to tighten these, okay? I don't want to hurt you. You good? Are they good? The officer is gentle, professional. Mackenzie barely reacts. At the jail, the booking process continues. Mackenzie, I'm going to take your handcuffs off. I need like all the jewelry and everything to come off. She complies. But there's a moment where her priorities become clear again. This is just like one of those which is really hard to get off. The officer is patient. That's fine, take your time. What are the green? Are those extension clips? You're going to need to take those out. Mackenzie explains they're difficult to remove. They're like in. The officer offers to help. Unless you have pliers, we can get them out. Throughout the entire process, Mackenzie remains composed. No tears, no panic, no visible remorse, just a teenager going through the motions of being arrested for killing 2 people. But the most revealing moments were still to come. Because when given the opportunity to speak before sentencing, Mackenzie delivered what many observers would describe as her final performance. A carefully crafted statement that continued to avoid taking full responsibility for her actions. According to court observers and body language experts who analyzed the footage, Mackenzie specifically asked the judge if she could stand to deliver her statement. She wanted what experts called her moment in court. Here are Mackenzie's exact words to the court on August 21, 2023. To the families of Dominic and Davin, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dee and Dave. We were all friends, and Dee was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry. And to my family, thank you for the support and all the love you guys give. Thank you for fighting with me. I love you all so much. I'm done. Thank you. Even in her final statement to the court, notice what Mackenzie still couldn't do. She still claimed she couldn't remember. She still maintained it wasn't intentional. She still focused as much on thanking her own family as on apologizing to her victims' families. Body language expert Patty Wood, who analyzed Mackenzie's courtroom behavior, noted something particularly disturbing. About a minute into sentencing, as the judge described Sharilla's horrific acts, the young woman defiantly shook her head back and forth. According to Wood, to have a defendant at that point shaking their head no is unusual, and it makes you realize she still doesn't quite get it. Compare this sentencing statement to what she had told hospital staff just hours after the crash. It was her fault for killing her boyfriend.
The families of Dom and Davia, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davia. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away. And I'm so sorry. And to my family, thank you for the support and all the love you guys give. Thank you for fighting for me. I love you all so much. I'm done. Thank you.
The contrast was stark. Hours after the crash, she admitted fault. A year later, in front of the judge who would decide her fate, she claimed it was all an accident she couldn't remember. But perhaps the most revealing moment of the sentencing came when Mackenzie's mother, Natalie Sharilla, addressed the court. Her statement would give insight into the family dynamics that may have contributed to Mackenzie's sense of entitlement and avoidance of responsibility. When asked to state her name, Natalie Sharilla began. My name is Natalie Sharilla. I just want to say, am I allowed to address them at all? The judge gave permission. Sure, Natalie continued. I just want to say to the families that I'm broken, sad, and lost, and my heart hurts for everyone. Davin was her new friend, and Dom was the love of her life, and he was part of our family. I'm just so sorry that this happened and we're heartbroken. But then came the part that revealed everything. And then, Your Honor, This was a terrible, tragic nightmare accident that happened that she has no memory of, and she will never emotionally or physically recover from it. She almost died too. Even after hearing days of evidence about the practice runs, the threats, the black box data showing deliberate acceleration, and the surveillance footage, Mackenzie's mother still called it an accident. Legal observers noted that this statement provided insight into how Mackenzie may have learned to avoid accountability. Even when faced with overwhelming evidence of premeditated murder, her family continued to frame it as an accident. The mother's statement also revealed the family's plan to continue fighting the conviction. "And we're asking that you please not run the sentences consecutive. He was family, and we all loved each other." To understand the full scope of Mackenzie's deception, we need to look at how her story changed over time and how her own words ultimately convicted her. Hours after the crash, when she thought she was speaking privately to medical staff, Mackenzie said it was her fault for killing her boyfriend. But by the time of her trial, her story had completely changed. She now claimed total memory loss and maintained it was all an accident. Her defense attorney tried every angle. Is it just kids being kids? Is it Dominic grabbing the steering wheel? Is it Mackenzie maybe speeding? You say, "Oh my God, dark out, it's light, I'm coming up to this, I better do something." And she goes like that to avoid an accident. Not acting purposely, but in fact trying to avoid it. Is it sudden acceleration panic? Those are all possibilities. We are really never going to know what happened in that car, much less prove beyond evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that she purposely drove that car purposely. The defense argued that the burden was impossible to meet. It has to be established that at the time in question, there was present in the mind of Mackenzie a specific intent to cause the death of her boyfriend Dominic Russo and her friend Davon. At sentencing, she told the court, "I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened." Meanwhile, her social media posts from before the crash told yet another story. Posts like, "I'm the one you die for," suggested someone who was comfortable with themes of death and control. And the evidence from weeks before the crash showed her making specific threats. "I will crash this car right now." Put it all together, and you have a clear pattern. Mackenzie made threats. She practiced the route. She carried out the murder. She initially admitted fault. Then she spent a year crafting a new story for trial. But the court wasn't buying it. The judge delivered the verdicts. Having had count 2 tried pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant Mackenzie Sharilla guilty of murder to Davon Flanagan in violation of revised code, section 29003.02a, as charged in count 2 of the indictment. Count 3, murder. The court, having had count 3 tried pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant Mackenzie Sharilla guilty of murder to Dominic Russo in violation of revised code section 2903.02b as charged in count 3. Her own words, captured at different times when she thought no one was paying attention to their legal significance, became the evidence that proved her guilt beyond any reasonable doubt. Mackenzie Sharilla will spend a minimum of 15 years in prison. 2 young men lost their lives. 2 families lost their sons. And 1 teenager learned that in the age of technology, lies have an expiration date. Because cameras don't forget, phones don't forget, and hospital records don't forget. The evidence was always there. She just thought no one would find it.